Alliances are shaky as the band of mercenaries fight to become the leader of the Moonrakers. Joining us and welcome to Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Sara Meadows.
And I'm Kevin Delp. Today we're doing a preview of Moonrakers, which was designed by Austin Harrison and Max Anderson.
This is a 1 to 5 player negotiation game with some deck building. Austin and Max sent us a copy, so let's take a look at how it's played.
To set up the game, give each player a command terminal, 2 credits, and their starting deck of cards.
The armory is built using the crew deck and the ship parts deck.
The dispatch board is set up by placing the contract deck with its cards, making sure only to start with the cards of levels 1 and level 2 hazards.
Deal 3 objective cards to each player. Everyone chooses 2 to keep. Players will draw 5 cards from their deck and then you're ready to begin.
You become the mission leader on your turn, and you can choose to stay at base and gain objective cards and a credit, or choose a contract.
Alliances are formed as to who would like to be in on completing the contract and gaining the rewards.
Hazard dice are rolled, and then players must reveal cards in their hand to fulfill the contract.
Each player gets 1 action to play a card. A reactor card must be played to perform additional action.
Any cards played will count towards the contract fulfillment and offer additional rewards like drawing cards, protecting from hazards, and giving special skills.
Once a contract is fulfilled, rewards are divvied out based on the negotiations, and the mission leader may buy as many cards as they would like from the armory.
Any remaining cards in all participating players' hands that round are discarded and new hands are drawn, and the next player is the new mission leader.
Play continues, and the first player to reach 10 prestige wins.
So we've played a few games of Moonrakers, and I like the deck building aspect with the negotiation because as you're negotiating, you're not really sure what's in other players' hands, but you have seen sort of what cards they've been getting throughout the game. So you sort of know, oh, that person got more yellow or that person got more green, or I knew one game that Melissa had more of the purple cards because she was the only one getting them, I think.
Yeah, in the game, you don't have to be truthful about what's in your hand when you're making the negotiations. So sometimes that can be really tricky because players can actually lose some of their prestige points when they roll that hazard die. And if they don't have enough shields to block that damage, they can go down on the track, which that has happened, I think, every game we've played, where somebody just doesn't make it and they go down on the track.
Yeah, the hazard dice have no hazards, and then there's 1 and 2, which is really bad because then you're getting two damage to yourself, which is basically losing points. I tried to roll 3 dice one time because I was trying to complete objective, but it didn't work in my favor. But that's okay.
You do get to negotiate all of those rewards on the contract cards. And so there's times where people just don't want to negotiate with you at all. And
Sorry, Sarah.
That did happen, but in the end, it didn't matter because I did pull it out.
You did pull out in the last game. I think I might have just been a little too stingy at the beginning of the game, knowing what I wanted to try to accomplish. But in the end, I should have just been a little bit more lenient. I think that is kind of cool in negotiation type games. It's like, how much do you want to help yourself as you try to get the rewards that are on the cards?
Yeah, and sometimes those objective cards that you get, and you can gain more throughout the game, may help decide, well, I need to have this happen during one of the alliances or during when we negotiate a contract. So I may be able to just give a little bit more than I would normally do just so I can fulfill a contract.
And those contract cards, there's some really easy ones and there's some majorly hard ones. I think there's one like right here that you need a lot of cards to fulfill, and you're going to be that team that is going to help fulfill it is going to be rolling 4 hazard dice. That's a lot of hazards, but the rewards are pretty amazing. And we were saying, and Melissa was even saying, maybe it'd be easier in like a higher player count, that 4-player and 5-player count would be easier to complete a contract like this because there's more cards available around the table. Of course, then you're divvying up more of the rewards. But this one you could get divvy up 4 points, 11 coins, and someone gets a card, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, some of those, some of the contract cards allow you to, while you can negotiate with other people, there are the cards that you add to your ship, the ship cards.
The ship deck.
We haven't really talked about those yet. They will give you bonuses that sometimes will modify the cards that you already have. I know I had one that if you play a level 1 damage, it upgrades it to a 3.
Yes,
so
here it is. This is hers.
Yep, helps you fulfill some of those contracts that you may not have with just the starting deck.
Yeah, and as you're collecting these ship parts, you are collecting more cards, which are pretty cool. And they all have way different text on them, like Sarah was saying. So some are going to give you more action, some are going to help you get more cards. And they all cost different amounts too. So as you're gaining the money throughout the game, you have to spend your credits wisely with either the ship parts or you do have these other action cards that are going to be put into your deck, which are almost like different crew.
Yep, they're the crew and they all do something different in the deck. So if this sounds like something you are interested in, go ahead and check out the Kickstarter for Moonrakers. And then thanks for subscribing and checking out our other videos from Tangent. I always mess up the first line.
That's fine.
So good luck.
You know what?
As we go.
You already passed the first line now.
Okay.
These credits are amazing.